Hi team. Right, this is the second time we're trying to do this today. My iPad keeps stopping, so hopefully I'll get through this as much as I can without it cutting out on me again. So, next thing in fractions is looking at fractions on a number line. So, you have learnt about equivalent fractions, you have been looking at how we convert mixed number and improper fractions, vice versa. And today we're going to be sequencing on a number line, so understanding what comes next and what can happen as well if we skip some fractions in the middle. It sounds more complicated than it is. So we're going to start by looking at this number line. So we have 1 and 1/5 and we're going up to 2 and 1/5. So we are, on this occasion, going to work out how we are jumping each step. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. So we have 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5, 1 and 4/5, and 1 and 5/5. Let's see if that works out correctly. So we're going to try, first of all, going up by adding 1/5. So we're going to go for, make this so it'll be 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5, 1 and 4/5, and 1 and 5/5. But if we have 1 and 5/5, this is actually 2 wholes. So if this was, I've done 6 now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this was 2, two wholes made up of 1 and 5/5. So this one we change into a 2. So all you are doing is going up on a number line the same way that we have done, you've done all the way through school, by adding a certain number or taking away a certain number as you go along. So this time we were adding 1/5. Sometimes it might not be that obvious, so you might have a bigger gap that you need to have a look at. So let's have a look. Let's do it a bit bigger this time. Out. We're going to start over here with 1 and 1/4. Our next one is going to be 1 and 3/4. So this time we are going to be jumping up not by 1/4 but by 2/4. So each time we are adding 2/4. So to make it clear what we're doing and to make sure we get our numbers right, you can draw something, a bar diagram, a pie chart, a pie diagram, whatever works for you. Quarters are quite easy to do circles. So we had 1 and 1/4. So this is our whole and this is our quarter. Now to get to 3/4, we've had to shade in 2 other parts to make us 1 and 3/4. Now for our next jump, to add 2 more quarters on, we can just simply colour in 2 more quarters. So we can colour a quarter there, then we need to do another pie. So we've got 1, 2 quarters. So our next number in our sequence is going to be 2. Now we have 2 whole ones and we have 1/4. And that carries on all the way, filling whatever lines you have on your number line. So if we're adding, again, 2/4, colouring 2 more, we now have 2 and 3/4. And as you go through these, look for patterns. So your pattern when you're adding 2/4 is that this top number is going up by 2 each time. So you have 1, 3, 1, 3, all the way along. Now that won't be the same for every number, but you will see that only the top number is the one that is changing. Your quarters, you still have equal parts in 4s, they are still quarters, it's just your top number, your numerator, that is changing. So that is pretty much what your work is going to be today. You'll be looking at sequencing on number lines, working out how to work out the differences in between. If anything crops up during the day that we need to have a look at, we do have our Zoom at 1:30 and we can have a check-in then. and I can also do some extra videos as long as my computer and iPad let me. So I hope that is okay for today. It's really hard to teach without the feedback with some of these things, and this is one of those things that is more simple than I think that you might realise. So hopefully the first few questions are straightforward. If you need any help, Mr. Ballard and I are there, and I can always see if I can do an impromptu Zoom session if needed. Have a great day. Bye!